Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream with Mint Markets. Today we have Thursday the 24th. We have already seen a huge move after the open today, after the market open. And so far I have a long bias today. However, so far there was not really a trade entry I am liking. I think we have daily highs here, so this could be a potential draw on liquidity to the upside. However, so far it was very one-sided, didn't give me a valid entry. Also, at the very beginning, let me remind you that all being said and shown here is my personal opinion. I'm not a trade or investment advisor. Please do not risk real money on anything being said here or shown here. You could potentially lose real money. I will try to find trades and execute them live here in front of you in a demo account. Let's stay right into the analysis. We had news at 2:30 and at 4 p.m. and so far we have seen straight line up here. So we are again very expensive. First presented fair value gap we have here, new day opening gap here. We consolidated a little bit at the market open, and here the opening range acted as support and crawled straight higher after the opening. So I was willing to go long here, but now I think it's too expensive for me to enter. The risk is too high at the very moment, in my opinion, to enter along here. We could see a retracement first. Also, we're way above the New York midnight opening and the 8:30 opening price here, and yeah, just too expensive to enter along here. I think we have some more upside on the daily chart as a target. Equal highs here. We traded into this gap here and then rejected higher. But now we have already reached into a rejection block here, so we need to be careful to enter longs here. I would have liked to enter here down there in the first presented fair value gap, but didn't give me the option, and so far it's just crawling up here. So what I'm waiting for is either a short setup after market structure shift, which would be against my bias, or a nice retracement for a long setup. But I just don't want to enter here and then run into a quick retracement. We have a market make a buy model here, so upside target would be this high here, 19,165 approximately. It continues to crawl up but we cannot enter here, even though I would like to. If you're watching, let me know. You can ask questions or contact me via the chat function. I will be happily respond or answer verbally. Market conditions are really not ideal at the moment. We have a lot of gaps on the daily chart. It's really tricky, not very clean price action in my opinion. Chart looks shitty, and it's also shitty to trade a little bit. However, we'll continue to analyze the chart. Just not a really good type to participate in here. No real setup, unfortunately. This is the price action which annoys me the most, to be honest. If you have a bias, if you have a setup and you simply just cannot enter a price, it's just crawling and crawling and crawling up, and there's nothing really to do. This kind of price action actually makes me really angry emotionally, because I want to get a setup, I want to join, I want to get a discount, and then you get this stupid slowly tick by tick by tick, and then suddenly at some point you get a correction, like boom, and if you enter you get stopped. If you're long in this premium you get killed at some point. This is just boring. So we're almost at the previous high here from yesterday. We have relatively equal highs here and here. So let's see if we can find some strength here. I would like to see a real deep discount here. Sudden quick correction, like really deep. And then I would be willing to consider a long. Where would it need to go? Maybe somewhere here. First presented fair value gap, in my opinion, too far away. This would be a huge decline. Don't think this is realistic and good for continuation. But we'll see. Now we see a little bit of a correction here. Not deep enough for me to enter a long here. And not convincing enough to take a short here. I'd prefer the short in terms of premium discount here, but I think we might just see a continuation higher here. I will give it a try here. I'm entering along here. Just see. We had a short-term buy stop run here, so let's just see if it wants to continue to crawl and if we can participate here from this run, setting a tight stop here. This is not a bearish structure in my opinion, and it might want to correct sharply, then I'm getting stopped out. But if it wants to continue to crawl here, we might be able to participate here. I will be having a tight stop, as I said, and let's actually take the profit above this high here. Might take partials earlier though. Actually, put it below this mean threshold here of this old first presented fair value gap, and I don't like the reaction here. We'll lower the stop a little bit here in case it wants to go lower here. Touched again this fair value gap. I don't like it. Going to close it. Don't like this setup here. It's just gambling in my opinion. Even though my impulsiveness wants me to take a trade, but I don't see the benefit here under these conditions to gamble. Probably correcting a little bit lower here. Really shitty market conditions. Not easy, nothing exciting. You basically can anticipate where the market is going, but it's really hard to trade because the volatility is extremely high. You have sudden stop out moves, and the price is has just a very poor and annoying market structure. Potential bear bull flag here. Wouldn't trust it too much, even though I think on the longer run we could eventually go higher on the daily targets I showed here. However, looks like it wants to go higher here. Man, is this annoying. I hate the price action today. Really hate it. Such an annoying shit. What an annoying shit. If you haven't entered somewhere down there, has already moved 200 handles since the market opened, and I'm trying here to scratch the last couple of handles out. It's a little bit annoying. My opinion, the best chance is already over. Like entering here is like really chasing price. Probably goes higher and higher and higher, but risk reward is really shitty here. My initial target was reached, was let myself was scared out of the retracement here. Whatever. Not a deal setup anyways. What shall I do? Probably the best thing to do is nothing. I would like to talk about anything, but there is really nothing that interests me. I think there is a good chance we'll continue higher, but in terms of trade setups, it is extremely shitty in my opinion. Entering along here could entry the stop out because we're in extremely high premium. Really not an ideal. We have also reached the midpoint of this inversion fair value gap here. So we could see some rejection of that. What we're seeing at the very moment. Let's see if we get a discount here. Fair value gap we have here. We can enter on that. Let's try. We have an order block, fair value gap here, And we can put our stop below here. Let's see, let's try again. Really not the best trade entry, but let's see if we can carve out a short little 101 risk to reward trade here. Stop goes up now, since we've taken out a high here. Take profit is above the old high here. Risk is already reduced to only 270 bucks and potential €1,000 dollar win here. So we are in a nice position right now. Still price action I'm not a big fan of today. Really, I'm not. Let's see if the midpoint of this fair value gap can support price. And I will likely close this stream after the trade. Whether it's successful or not. Because I think it's not ideal conditions today. Another run higher here. Now we have the wicks, so it's not assured that will clear the absolute high, including the wicks. So we gotta see if price in fact wants to do that. I'll be moving my stop up a little bit. Don't want it to come back here, back down here anyways. Another run up, that's good so far. I will put it in profit now, the trade, so $100 win, whatever happens with this trade here. And now we can let it run. And we could care less. We couldn't care less what it's doing ultimately. Now we can just leave it alone and manage it. Nothing to worry about. Fair value gap here would be nice if that one stays open, or at least acts as support. Ideally this one stays open here. And we are almost there. Move it up here. Ideally I want to see it run higher and take out the old high before retracing here big. That would be ideal. Still some room to go. Almost there, a little bit more. A little bit more. Almost there. Come on. There we go. Target hit. Nice little trade. Nothing too exciting, but 1,000, almost 1,200 euro buck win. A small little scratch, so 1,000 win 1,000 buck win day today, which is nice. We have here you can see the executions also from yesterday. Here the executions from today, and our target got in fact hit. So new P&L at around 112,000 here. And yeah, I think since I do not find the market too exciting today, I think I'm going to end the stream with that win. I'm not trying to catch another trade today. Let's remove the executions again. I think again we have reached the old daily high now. We can go higher and attack further daily highs, so there's further upside potential. However, I do not intend to go long here again since we're in such a huge premium. I'll be willing to let price run without me today for the rest of the session. I think this was a nice little scalp with a win under boring and hard market conditions. I think that's it for today. I will be back next week. Tomorrow I will not be streaming. I wish you all a great rest of the day. I hope you liked my analysis. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do so, I would highly appreciate if you leave the video a thumbs up, if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. That would be a huge motivation for me to keep going and with my streams and let this stream grow. And I wish you all the best and see you next time.